Evening, Malcolm. What happened to your IT lodger? Glad you asked. The reason that there's a spare room upstairs is available to rent again is my lodger, who said to me, I'm going to be upfront with you, Malcolm, I'm non-binary. And I said, IT is still a job. And they turned out to wear nail varnish and makeup. I said, I don't suppose that goes down very well at the office, sunshine. And they said to me, excuse me, what office? And I said, you told me you worked in IT. They said, no, I didn't. I said, I am not going to allow a liar to rent my property. Do you know what they said? They said, my pronouns are them, they. I said, how am I meant to keep up with that? So I said, sling your hook, and they left. And my pronouns are Saint/George. Don't say that. Don't say that around the wokies. You'll be bloody arrested. And I'm sorry, but who could keep up with bloody pronouns? Anyway, they said, I appreciate the fact that I'm able to use a gender-neutral toilet. They said it's a joke. I said, it's not bloody gender-neutral. This is my toilet, and anyone can use it. So it's not gender-neutral, it's just anyone who is in the house can use it. I believe in free speech, and anyone who says anything woke will be banned from this chat. Yeah, so basically, lost me lodger the other night, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to respect their pronouns. Because I don't have any, and they're not a thing. So they got me pissed because it was St. Patrick's Day. They said, all right, Malcolm, do I fancy a few drinks? I'm not going out tonight. Fancy a few drinks for St. Patrick's Day? I said, do what you like, sunshine. They played a very mean prank on me where... Right, what happened was they said, Malcolm, you seem to have a problem with my painted nails. I said, it's not a problem, it's just ridiculous. And I said, but I have often wondered what it must feel like to have painted nails, which are perfectly all right that I said that. And they said, well, if you want to paint them, Malcolm. And they brought down some of their nail varnish. And, well, look, long story short, I can't get it off. How do women and non-binary people, who it turned out don't work in IT, because they're liars, how do they do it? 4 amazing countries make up Britain. You've got England, obviously, the main one. Wales sits on the side, occasionally pipes up. Scotland can't bloody shut up. Wish that would wheeshed sometimes. And the 4th one, which is Ireland. Wales means Wales, says real Jimmy Wales. Good point. Luckily, GB News still manages to escape the wokerati by remaining on air. And most people don't even know it's there. They keep it a very good secret. Sometimes the secret's so good nobody's watching. That's very clever. Well done, GB News. I feel sorry for Mr. Farage. He did all that good work to get us out of Europe and the government let him down. Yeah, I know, right? There he was, he had a job in European Parliament. He got us out of the EU, and now they won't let him work in the European Parliament anymore. Just because he dared to speak his mind and didn't be a bloody sheep. And the wokies coated him in bloody fridge milkshake. Absolutely, it's one of the thicker ones too. If it was Yazoo, it would have just soaked into his shirt and he'd have just looked like he was wet from a splash from a puddle or something. But because they used Fridgie, they knew it was thick and they coated him in it. The so-called tolerant left, imagine if that had been not milkshake but acid. Right, if I coated one of their favourites, I don't know, Diane Abbott. If I went up to Diane Abbott and poured a bucket of acid on her, they'd say, you can't do that. I don't want you to work all day. All I want... It was a bloke, wasn't it? And they were all staring at him, the women. And apparently it's all right when it's a load of women gazing at a fella. But if some men gazed at a woman, I'd be told, oh, just stop perving on her, Malcolm. She's just trying to do her shopping. I'd say, piss off. We're not married anymore. Piss off. How old are you, Malcolm? Put it this way, I'm not a millennium. And good, I'm glad I'm not. And it's proper milk as well. None of this milk made out of nuts. Milk from nuts. Imagine. Milk comes from cows. End of. Exactly. If it comes from nuts, then it's just... should be called nilk. Milk comes from cows, and if it comes from nuts, it's nilk. How about peanut butter? Neither nut or butter. Yeah, we know. No. What? Peanut butter has been around for years. The wokies trying to cancel that now, saying, oh, you can't say peanut butter anymore. You have to say peanut pronoun. You can't call it peanut butter anymore, apparently. You heard it here first. Free speech is imperative. So get rid of anyone who is being woke. Can't differentiate between smooth and crunchy anymore. Yeah, you even allowed smooth peanut pronoun butter. Yeah, it's the most British food you can possibly get. And the wokies are trying to cancel it. If you're so British, why do you look so much like that bloke who played Father Ted? Because he was British. Sorry, but he came from Ireland. That's British. British nuts like Brazil nuts. They're just here. They're just Brazil nuts that are here. Malcolm, do you dislike your wife? Ex-wife now. So, you're asking about a figment of my imagination, if you're wondering how my wife is, because we mutually came to an agreement that she would leave me. She said, I'm leaving. And I said, good, go. You seen all the bloody nonsense about this bloody war that Jeremy Corbyn started? I thought to myself, well, Jeremy, you've really done it now, haven't you? This is what he wanted all along, and he made it happen. Very, very powerful man who was laughable and weak. They can't get into power. It's laughable to think that they can, but they were, and they made this happen. What's the point of being the Prime Minister if you can't say, I didn't break the law? Even if you did, you were busy. These things happen. I saw a report today about food banks. Apparently, 2.5 million people in the UK are reliant on food banks more than twice a week. Some of them are in full-time work. Well, here's what I say to them. Budget better. Why don't you budget better? I've never had to rely on a food bank. Maybe they, like me, should have got into the property market in the early 80s. And then they wouldn't need a food bank now and they wouldn't be paying rent. A Vauxhall Astra is a British car. Vauxhall, British company. Right, here's a list of British companies. Vauxhall, British Telecom, Rolls-Royce, National Rail, British Rail. You can tell because I got British in the name. Land Rover, the Natural History Museum, the Science Museum, Tesco, Safeway, Mothercare. I'm already on 12. BBC. GB News. All British. British companies, British money. Anyway, I think I've just silenced you, which isn't something I believe in, but if you say anything like that again, you will be banned. P&O are bringing in foreign employees. I thought the wokies would like that. Yeah, exactly. Oh, hello, we don't like it. We don't like them being foreign now. Because it can't make us look good. Well, you shouldn't have been so anti-Brexit then, and maybe then you could have had a job with P&O. That's facts. Facts are facts. This stream is a place to come for facts. Fish and chips. That gets delivered pretty quick as well, but it can arrive a little bit cold, and don't like that at all. So even if you heat it in the oven, the chips just go dry and wrinkly. If I wanted that, I'd stick around with my ex-wife. She's my ex-wife though, so I wouldn't do that. Can't stand the woman. Peter 1138 says, careful, the wokes will be wanting a law against breaking the law. Peter, you're not wrong. They want everything to be bloody illegal. Speeding, they think that should be illegal. Theft, they're not keen on that either. And something called hate speech. Well, what about if I hate their speech? Can I have them arrested? I wish. Called the police when I saw Jeremy Corbyn on the television saying war is best avoided in a political debate. I went, right, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I've said that shouldn't be allowed. Called the police and they said, please stop wasting our time, sir, because the police are notoriously left-wing. See, David Cameron is helping out at a food bank and people have the cheek to call him out on it. This is it, you know. At the end of the day, he made food banks happen and then he's working in one. That's very good. My dad told me BMW stands for British Motor W. Well, yeah, he's right. The W is just for wow, British Motors. Wow, that's what BMW stands for. I'm no scientist, but I understand everything about science. Come on. Yeah, coconuts have milk in them. They're a dairy nut. And if it hadn't been for the wokes, no, Brexit would have gone really well. And it has gone really well. Minxie says, bloody gluten-free wokies. Yeah, exactly. Oh, suddenly flour's banned. They've banned flour. They've banned cow's milk. They've said that food banks are bad, even though some people are hungry. And it's all because of Jeremy Corbyn. Maybe if East and West Germany hadn't spent so much time yelling at each other, people would have taken them a bit more seriously about the bloody wall. Don't put the wall up if you want to be together anyway. Think about it. Any energy saving tips? Yes, Steffi17UK. Yes, I do have some energy saving tips. If you're going on holiday, turn off your fridge and freezer. Seen any good films with strong male roles in lately, says Real Jimmy Rails? The short answer is no, because I don't make them anymore. It's illegal. Belfast. That was alright, set in Britain. Black and white film, but I later found out it was modern. Obviously, Kenneth Branagh did not have the money to make it in colour, which is surprising, isn't it? But, you know, go woke, go broke, Kenneth. Did you hear someone was handing out flour and Jeremy Corbyn had them thrown in jail? That's disgusting. Just because he hates flour, you can't have flour, it's vegan, because wheat has feelings. Jeremy Corbyn had them put in prison, a very powerful, dangerous man who is a weak, ineffectual leader. Gorbachev is a bloody woke. Yeah, he is, and I found out recently he's still alive, probably because he wants to cause more damage to Russia. They want to ban out Easter eggs, makes a mockery of Jesus' memory. Exactly. Jesus loved getting up on the cross and saying, "Out for all." That was his whole thing.